It's really fun when you start introducing new foods to your baby, but eventually your child's going to get older and going to get over the pureed food and want something with a little more texture. And the time at which that happens is individual. It kind of depends on how your baby's growth is going, how many teeth they have, what their finger dexterity is, and the age at which all of this happens. So most babies will naturally start to get more interested in the table food that you and I are eating, between 9 and 12 months. And you mentioned that you've done some research and saw a paper from your doctor's office about the foods that are good to eat and the things that are good to avoid. And that's all very correct and sound information. So that's a good guideline for you to go off of. There's just a couple of things to remember. When you're feeding your baby food, always supervise them and avoid foods that are huge choking hazards. There's a couple of things to avoid until kids are about 4 years old. Peanuts, popcorn, pieces of raw carrot, small hard candies, marshmallows, large grapes, anything that could get lodged in their throat you'd want to avoid. As for fruits and vegetables and when to stop feeding them to your baby in a pureed form, try something like a smushed banana. Just mash it up with a fork and give it to your baby and see how your baby tolerates that. And if it goes well, then you can try just smushing things up like berries and other things that aren't going to be a choking hazard and will slide down easily. And then as your baby starts to want to pick things up, you can try those little finger melts, those finger food melts that they have that dissolve in their mouth. You'll still want to avoid any raw vegetables because they could be choking hazards, but you can still steam them, cut them up in small pieces, and see how your baby tolerates those. And just gradually move your baby forward as your baby tolerates it. If you have any other questions, though, for me, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page and recommend us to your friends and family, too.